horse up here, but I was in LA speaking to the LA Rotary about economic development. But I definitely want to take some time to get in front of this group. I recognize all of you that were instrumental for the domestic partnership passage, which was maybe my proudest moment as Secretary. It's such a proud day. One of the first domestic partners that came brought with him the pin where my dad had signed the prohibition of the sodomy law, which was one of the first states to do that, and then honored to have to be able to sign his domestic partnership act. A tremendous step forward for this group. But a brief update on the elections. I think we've made tremendous progress. We're making the process more accessible. We're going to have online voting throughout the state, which I think will help us out in the polls. Many of the legislators in this room. Online voter registration.
I don't remember voting.
But with regard to economic development, I think that's going to be a critical issue in the campaign that's coming up. And we have a new state economic development plan that many people in this room work to try to push towards, and we've identified key areas. But in order to really turn the corner in economic development, we know that we need to invest in higher education and really turn the corner on the assets that attract businesses in the state. Thus far, our entire marketing strategy has been to tell people that we're a low-tax state and pro-business. And while those are beneficial, it's ultimately limited and short-sighted. It's a little bit like going to California and trying to market ourselves as being a cheap date. And then asking ourselves, why some of the most successful businesses in the country don't consider us marriage material. And we know that the answer
it's not allowed yet.
We know that the answer to that is because we don't invest significantly enough in higher education.
Right.
That's why businesses relocate. And we have seen dramatic cuts. And to give you an indication of how other states view economic development, the state of Ohio put $700 million into economic development. Utah put $200 million into economic development. Those are on top of systems that obviously are much superior to anything we have in Nevada. If we want to be honest with ourselves, we don't have a University of Utah in this state. We may not have a Utah State. And if this state doesn't think that we should be able to have tech-based commercial development and economic development beyond what Utah State has out of Logan, Utah, a population of 50,000, then maybe we deserve the status quo.
Could we move you to the governorship?
But here's the point. I mean, we have heard a lot of lip service over the last year as to turning the corner in economic development. The governor has announced that he's going to create 50,000 jobs. If you look in the appendix of that economic development plan, we're going to create 50,000 jobs anyway. So that is exactly the status quo. That's not what we should be aiming for. How we get there is by electing individuals that are here in this room. Sheila Leslie, who courageously has taken on who didn't even bother to show up after he was appointed, immediately started campaigning for Congress, didn't show up for any of the hearings, and voted no on absolutely every initiative that would have turned the corner in this state, and is now trying to paint himself as a moderate. Obviously, we've got another rising star in Assemblyman Bobzian. To elect in order to turn the corner. I'm proud that we've got so much energy in the room to make this happen, and just ask you to keep marching forward so that we can get to the 2012 ballot and get them back in office.